Good afternoon. Welcome to Homegroup's Innovation House. I'll explain a bit more about that as we go through today. But just to tell you, this session is about health inequalities. So let me ask people who are with us to introduce themselves. Shall we start with you, Glenda?
Oh, hi, I'm Glenda Cook from Northumbria University. I'm Professor of Nursing in the Department of Nursing, Midwifery and Health.
I'm Lindsay Courtney. I work for Homegroup. I'm the clinical lead for older people and reablement.
I'm Catherine Baker. I'm a senior lecturer in physiotherapy at Northumbria University from the Department of Sport, Exercise and Rehabilitation. Mouthful. And I have an academic interest in physical activity, particularly in older adults.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nicola Stefano and I work for Homegroup. I'm their Director of Clinical Practice.
I'm Jenny Mace. I'm Strategic Lead for Learning Disabilities.
And I, which I didn't say at the beginning, I'm Rachel Byrne. I'm Executive Director at Homegroup for New Models of Care and all the work that we're doing around that. So as I said, we are in our Innovation House, which is part of the Innovation Village that we have built in Gateshead to test out actually different modular forms of construction. But in this house, we have the joy of a researcher coming to live here and test out lots of tech bits. So I'm going to pass to Nicola, who knows a lot more about that, and we'll tell you a bit more about what we're doing.
Yep, indeed. So we were lucky enough that Homegroup gave us the opportunity to use one of the modular buildings, which we were really excited about because there's a lot of research activity going on externally around assistive technologies, living with learning disabilities or complex conditions. And what we thought would be really great is to do some real live research in a property that's also part of an innovation project, and consider what it's like in real life, thinking about building communities of practice around some core groups of individuals, people that have learning disabilities, mental health conditions, older people, bringing them together around a property, considering what actual real life requirements they might need from the technology. I'm looking at Lindsay just to make sure that it's right.
Absolutely.
And bringing together academics, our wonderful academic colleagues, with people who are living with these issues and problem solving together, probably at the front line, rather than thinking about things from a purely academic perspective, which I think is quite innovative and will really help us with our business, not just, a piece of research that we then have to think about application in practice. Actually, it helps us grow our business and think about our practice day to day. So we're really excited to talk about it.
And I would just add, I think what's really exciting in the partnership we've got with Northumbria is that we're really trying to involve service users, people who really understand what are not just the barriers for people's independence and health and well-being, but also what are the enablers. So how do we enhance enablement as well as overcome barriers? And I think to actually have this building and to be able to kit it out and bespoke it to what we want to find solutions for is really exciting. And I'm very passionate about outside space, which I'm sure we'll come on to talk to, that actually having really good outside space has a real impact on people's health and well-being. Hence that it's slightly overgrown at the moment, but we have designed a garden that should encourage that for our customers.
It's quite nice, isn't it, Glenda, when we all get together and we bring university colleagues in, and the things that come out of the conversations that we have are very, very useful, and I think they've really helped us build our practice more broadly.
Yeah, as academics, it's a fantastic opportunity to co-create, recognise what the issues are, problems that organisations, businesses are facing, alongside use of end users, use of clients, patients, whatever you call the use of those groups, and use of open up the universities. Your university's got phenomenal expertise, and I think it's not often that you have the opportunity of really working very closely with businesses to identify what those research questions are, what the challenges are, and then to have an opportunity to really think through constructively what academic expertise. So it may be that you actually need, like our new researcher, Yusuf, who's an engineer. So actually coming into a health space and really understand the problems from a different perspective, so you can co-create what the future might look like and have a novel solutions. And from my perspective, actually working with Homegroup, is one of the phenomenal things is willing to take risk, take the opportunity, but to actually see sort of other solutions that rather than just off the shelf and what we've always done in the past, sort of just create, continue to repeat the problems from the past. Actually think, well, actually are there new solutions? So there's great opportunity.
And it's bringing health into a home environment as well, so that you don't have to go somewhere else to get your health support, and to enable that independence and enable that addressing the inequalities. It can happen actually in your own home.
It's really important to us actually in Homegroup that we innovate, because we knew and know that we needed a different model of care and provision for the people we worked with. And you can't do that if you're not willing to take some risk and test and so on. And something I'm really interested to know is, how do the researchers who are going to live here, how do they feel? Is it an exciting opportunity? Is it with trepidation?
Probably both. It's a very complex issue from a governance point of view about ensuring that that the workspace becomes a personal space, and how do we address those issues. But it's extremely novel to have that opportunity. But it really brings us in terms of from academia, a real academic stretch. What does this really mean? What are the opportunities? So I think that's why having a good relationship and a partnership with the whole organisation is really helpful, so we can tease through that. So yes, absolutely fantastic novel opportunity, but I would anticipate not without its challenges as we go forward. But it's not just in the house itself, but it's looking at the organisation, about having that interface between house, home, place, community, business, service, and I think actually having a researcher living in that environment can actually highlight some of those issues that we really take for granted or don't really understand.
And I think as well, what we're looking at, because the researchers is started, is them becoming immersed in with some of our customers, so it doesn't just sit in these four walls in this garden. It's about going out there and really understanding our customers, talking to our customers, and then bringing that back as part of this research. So it's got to feel very live and very meaningful to
the mixed communities of practice, really bringing academics together with us as the business and our customers all together to kind of come up with that expertise approach to how it's going to work.
And it's required, because one of the biggest barriers in around health inequalities isn't just life expectancy. Actually, there are hundreds upon thousands of people that are stuck in hospitals or being placed in care homes because home and the community are unable to manage their complexity, and sometimes it shouldn't be insurmountable. And some of the issues are, from a physiotherapy perspective, from a therapist's perspective, they can be overcome, and it's just that we haven't system-wide created the strategies to do that, and it's not acceptable.
The evidence base that it is possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so I would absolutely reiterate that, yes, because it's about people passing through systems. So from health, maybe a hospital, to a step-down facility in adult social care, and so no one talks with each other. So there's a great opportunity in the communities of practice that we had people from the statutory services talking to people in a whole range of services, and again, that's a very unique opportunity that this particular project's presenting.
And you shouldn't, I guess, one of the things that I'm really keen to see if we cover in the research is, say you're living with a learning disability, and you are more, you're suffering from diabetes, or a condition that many others suffer from. Actually, you are more likely to end up in a care facility. And how do we combat that? How do we maintain independence even through health deterioration, through innovation, and actually thinking differently about the home? It's a wonderful opportunity, and it's something, I suppose, that...
And the connection, actually, in order to address health inequality, it's not just about health. It's really odd because it's about communication. It's about independence, being able to look after yourself. There's loads of aspects to it that really fits really well with our sort of theoretical framework that we've developed called Life, Living Independently, Feeling Enabled. So that creates a framework for us to support people through a variety of issues that will then impact on health equality.
Catherine, let's hear from the...
Yeah, I was just as you were speaking there about the life model, I think it fits really well with some of the research that we've done. So there's lots of research happening at Northumbria around exercise and physical activity, whether that be the best form of exercise for particular groups of people to do, or when is it best to deliver exercise advice. My personal kind of interest in terms of my research is around not whether exercise is a good thing or whether being physically active is a good thing. Resoundingly, it is. For us, we should all be a bit more physically active. There are huge benefits that are undeniable about that. However, it's also really complex. So it's not as easy as saying to people physical activity is a good thing. It would do you good to be more physically active, because actually it's really complex, and there's a whole range of barriers that people are dealing with. And really what my research has been around is unpicking that with certain groups of people, particularly older adults, those living with long-term conditions like Parkinson's, those who maybe have fallen, which has a huge impact on mobility. And really what we're learning is that the environment that people are in is hugely influential in whether either somebody needs to just be more active maybe in their day-to-day life, whether they need to engage in kind of what I would call structured exercise, which has a particular purpose, or whether actually we're having a different conversation and we're just breaking up sedentary behaviour. But for all of those purposes, the physical environment around them, whether that be inside their own home or whether that be going out into the community, plays a major role.
It's understanding people's motivation, isn't
Absolutely.
it? What's going to encourage somebody to be active is going to be different for each person.
Different for everyone, and it's completely personalised. And what's really exciting about developments like this is that you can start to try out different things and see what works for different people. Another part of that, another thing that goes along with the environment are the people around that person. And we know that there is a lot of protectiveness, quite understandably. We know there's a lot of risk aversion around activity. And we know that there is a bit of a narrative as you get older you should start to take it easy, and really we're in a position now where we're really starting to challenge that narrative. Actually, you're getting older and therefore you can't afford not to exercise needs to be the message, and that's the same for lots of the groups of people that you'll be working with, I'm sure.
And I think that resonates for me in a lot of work that we're trying to do, which is that bit that you talk about, which is almost doing two people and wrapping people in cotton wool, rather than understanding that in order to be active, and say you're an older person, you're frail, there's a degree of therapeutic risk that needs to be taken to keep people active, but we've got to support people, and how we support our support staff to become more reablement focused and to challenge people to push themselves to keep themselves active, because I think it's easier to put Mrs. Bloggs in a wheelchair and get her out and about than actually say, okay, we're going to walk to the end of the road, then you might get you in a chair. So I think we're kind of really trying to embrace that kind of
And I know this is quite simplistic in a way, but the fact that we've moved from support worker title to reablement, the trick is in the title, isn't it? And it's changed, a couple of colleagues that I've talked to, it has changed their perception of their whole role. Not that support isn't valued, but how do you move it all towards greater independence?
And I think it's really valuing our support reablement workers, because the contribution they make to people's lives and improving people's outcomes is phenomenal, and we need to support them to have those skills to take it to the next level.
And integration is the tricky bit, is how you articulate that, and we've done that through our life model, I guess.
Integrates, well-being, some quality of life and risk. Those things are both together with well-being, physical health, those needs, along with building skills. Because I think if you address only one part of that, then it doesn't work. That all three of those things are needed to combine together.
Yeah, and also it's acknowledging that a lot of people are living with at least one long-term condition, probably more than that. And so people have good days and bad days. And we know that actually, for you and I, developing behaviours around physical activity, routines, really influential in that, and that can be really bad. That can be really difficult to establish if you don't know whether today is going to be a good day. So really understanding the individual and having something flexible around that is really important.
And it'd be really exciting to explore how we can use technology in this house to support those personal behaviours, those personalised plans. How can technology be used to help someone be independent, instead of having somebody there to nag you, a support worker, reablement, whatever it is, using technology to help people be independently enabled.
Yeah, because it allows you to track but also to influence, which is really exciting.
See, a lot of our technology historically is focused on safety, knowing what people are doing, coming in when something's gone wrong, rather than actually getting in and having a trigger and knowing actually if people did something slightly differently at that point, their subsequent actions would be very different and the outcomes would be extremely positive. But yes, I think it's an exciting time in terms of what technology is available, what's coming on the shelf, with the new voice activated products, so they can do a lot of things for people, but with people. That you just wouldn't have the opportunity in the past. And I don't think in the sphere of health we've really embraced what those technologies could be doing in terms of giving us some prompts, but not just prompts, but if you can't quite remember actually what your favourite music is, actually you just say, Alexa, play me some of your like classic rock. And it's great because you might then remember which is your piece of favourite music. So there's a whole range of different opportunities that help us learn but to remain independent. So the smart homes, potentially this could be quite a smart home, could be affordable for a lot more people, but we really don't know at this point. So I think this is a really lovely space to see, well, actually what is the potential of what we're moving to in modern society, and really embrace that.
And I guess for anyone listening or watching, if they've got interested in what we're doing, the next thing is so when or how will we disseminate pieces from here? Will we wait for different pauses in the year or whatever and then share some of that information? She said, looking at everyone waiting for the answer.
I would expect that there's a time of learning initially for us to look at what are some of the possibilities, because I don't think that's been completely carved out yet. But it wouldn't be seen as okay, it's a closed box, you're not going to see anything till 12 months time. It's really anticipated that there's going to be a lot of public opportunity to learn about what's going on, and your opportunity for businesses to engage if they're in this space, to come and have a talk with us and to think, is there an opportunity to engage and what that might look like, and can we negotiate a space? So I think that's something ongoing, in the next couple of months we need to think through.
Great. And I think we're already getting some traction, aren't we, with sort of up and coming tech companies who are kind of already quite excited by what we're doing, but it's linking that in with our community of practice to make sure that we're working with the right people. But I think other people see this as an opportunity as well to come on board and for us to support them in shaping their technology as well. So I think going forward, we've got a lovely space upstairs. One of the rooms we're converting to a space where people probably throughout the cycle can come and find out what we're doing, and we can showcase, and people can be immersed in it as it's live and going on.
I think we're going to encourage everybody to be open and talking about their own reflections, tweeting and short videos, bit of live streaming. I don't know how that works, but yes, because I think a lot of the learning, some of the take-homes are that personal reflection on, oh, right, this is what it means for me. And for us to have a broader reach in terms of the research, it's, everybody taking something back into their own little part of the system, whether that be another housing association or a health system. That's the beauty of it when we're being inclusive.
Should we have a look at the life model? Would that be a good next step?
Our ambition is to work in partnership with the NHS and local government commissioners to achieve the triple aim of improving population health, the quality of care, and reducing costs by addressing the unequal experience of poor health, early death, and worse outcomes from medical interventions. Not only are people not having good lives, it's expensive to treat people this way. So, how will our new service integrate health, housing, and social care? Our new support practice is called the LIFE model. LIFE stands for Living Independently, Feeling Enabled. It's drawn from the best of our existing support, extensive research into best practice, introducing new clinical interventions and processes, and governance requirements. LIFE will support our customers to identify and achieve their aspirations, hopes and dreams with a voice and a choice from the outset. Through LIFE, Homegroup will work with people with complex challenges, enabling them to live happy and fulfilling lives. The entire LIFE model is based on 3 guiding principles that will structure our support, deliver interventions, and enable our customers to succeed. It's person-centred, putting people, families, and communities at the heart of their health, care, and well-being. Our customers are in the driving seat as the true experts in what really matters to them. All support will be psychologically informed, improving the psychological and emotional well-being of customers and colleagues. We understand the importance of trusting and supportive relationships in our service, and by listening and exploring our customers' unique experiences, we learn to understand the impact of their history on them, not judging them, but celebrating their strengths. And the third principle is being strength-based. For every customer, we'll look at what's strong and not what's wrong. We'll focus on people's gifts, talents, resources, and build on these. And the success of the Life model is not just about our customers. Underpinning the key principles is a focus on supporting colleagues in their personal and professional development, promoting reflection and practice development, led by the central clinical team. Many of our new services have clinically qualified colleagues joining the teams, providing additional knowledge and access to expertise. So, how will we know if we have succeeded? We'll measure success against 3 domains: well-being, physical health, and skills. Well-being is divided between what's important to me and what's important for me. Everyone has their own priorities. What's important to them? What makes for a good life? We're introducing new tools and templates for our customers to tell us their aspirations, hopes and dreams, and for us to develop plans to reach them. We know that managing our relationships with family, friends and neighbours is essential for beating loneliness and promoting well-being, and helping customers find opportunities to participate in the community gives a customer a sense of worth and belonging. For every customer, there are also things that are important for them. With a rights-based approach and supporting improved quality of life, the model identifies and manages risk, encouraging positive risk-taking. Our comprehensive approach enables us to work with customers with significant risks, including offending, while also protecting customers and the community. A key outcome for well-being is a reduction in risk and incidents, and an increase in quality of life. The skills domain focuses on enabling customers to develop skills to remain independent, gain independence, and be actively engaged in their life. We know that every moment is an opportunity to engage our customers to develop their skills, and for customers who face complex challenges, additional support from occupational therapists will enable people to wash and dress, work and play, and stay active. Our support offers exploring assistive technology solutions that build on the skills people have to enable greater independence. Communication is fundamental to facilitating choice, control, and empowerment, and reduces frustration. Colleagues learn skills to listen to people and are encouraged to be creative in providing opportunities for customers to express themselves. The Life model focus on physical health is closely linked to Homegroup's strategy to integrate health, housing and care so that our customers achieve longer and healthier lives. Our customers frequently experience unequal health outcomes caused by factors such as poverty, loneliness, disability and unemployment. We support them to combat this inequality by encouraging them to actively engage with healthy behaviours and lifestyle, supporting improved access to healthcare and managing long-term health conditions. We work with every customer to create their own health action plan, providing a top-to-toe approach. As well as customers identifying their own priorities and goals, we're making sure health checks, screening and medication reviews aren't missed. The Life model focuses on what matters to the person, not what's the matter with them. And it takes us all on a journey, working hand in hand with our customers.
Janet, am I right in saying the pilot is...
Pilot's starting. So there's 6 services involved in the pilot. It's a 3-month pilot. At the end of that, we'll have a look at what it's like for transition for some of the services, just making sure that all the templates work okay and that the teaching learning modules are sufficient for people to grasp what they're expected to do and get the framework. So it's exciting times. We've got a customer involvement strategy that runs alongside that to make sure that we get feedback from our customers and how they experience it too.
Thank you. I think that's a really great place to leave it. And just want to say thank you too for our guests and for the participation. It's been a really good afternoon. Thank you.